to the show. I am devastated.
Just pull up the clip of me saying there's no chance the Seahawks can win, right?
Ah.
Just pull that up. Just pull it up. Drive the knife deeper into my stomach. What a horrible week it was, Justin. I was 1-4 on the week. You were 2-3. I'm now 5-6 overall. You're 3-8 overall. What is happening? A terrible week. This was a tough NFL week. They got us. Vegas struck back. We are now in a horrible state of mind, right? I mean, our only win that we shared was Cardinals plus 4.5 in a game that they almost choked. They could have not covered the spread if New York wanted to take it to the house. Luckily, they kicked the field goal to give us a bit of relief there. But I mean, I'm just going to rattle off. You had Bucks minus 2.5. Well done, sir.
Thanks.
Justin Fields with a chance, but we're going to call 3 straight screenplays in a row and a pick 6. Don't just screw me of any shot.
I mean, we've been witnessing all week the crumbling of the Chicago Bears organization.
It's bad, and I'm done with the Bears. There's no more Bears. But let's rattle off. Lions minus 4.5, X. Patriots money line in plus 2.5, X. Jags plus 3.5, X. Horrible. The Jaguars couldn't score a touchdown. The Lions lose an OT. The Patriots can't stop Raheem Mostert. What is happening?
I'll tell you, man. Everything hit me, man. I was at the Lions game. It went to overtime. Everyone's screaming at Dan. Why are you not going for the end zone? You got a minute from the 50 and 2 timeouts.
I know.
What are you doing? Oh my gosh, I've never heard so many F-bombs screamed in my life after that game. It couldn't stop ringing. It was absolute insanity. I mean, it was right there for the taking, but 3 turnovers. Fumble after half, fumble before half, even though that didn't really count, and that pick 6.
Well, let's isolate it to...
Or was it the interception? I don't know. It was all a blur.
It
was all a blur.
Let's isolate it to that final drive for the Lions in regulation. A lot of criticism on the airwaves this week. I've been listening to it. I've digested it. And I've shared the same sentiment with a lot of the callers and a lot of the opinions in the local media. Dan Campbell, known for being aggressive, known for taking chances, just sat back and accepted the fact that his team was going to go to overtime and just left it up to a coin toss. It was uncharacteristic of Dan Campbell, someone that loves to play aggressive, that loves to play the mathematics. You got a chance to win the game. You got a minute 50 from the 50. You're telling me Jared Goff in this offense can't go 50 yards in a minute and a half? Or it was basically a minute and a half.
But and 2 timeouts, though. And
all 3 timeouts.
Amon-Ra came back. Curtis Reynolds looking great. I mean, everything's right there. And what sucked was we were also in the end zone where they could have just scored.
Yeah, Justin and his brother-in-law that has been on the show, Tyler, at Fueled by Motown. A little bit of a plug there. We'll take that revenue. Justin and him, they were in the end zone. They paid their hard-earned money to watch the Lions blow that game. And, we just hope it's not a trend, right? We hope this week against Atlanta is a little bit of a different story.
I got up at 7 a.m. for that, dude. We got there at 9:45. We were walking over for 3.5 hours, and then we had a 3.5-hour game for that? Go Lions.
Well,
anyway.
Let's go on to week 2.
It's a new week
here. I don't even know. Last week had me scrambling. But we need a fresh start. We need to just relax.
Let me just say this one thing before we get into this. And a lot of people have come to me that are fans that I've not fans of us, but like fans of the Lions.
We don't have fans.
Fans and I've talked to them throughout the week that I've seen. I've been at work. I've seen different people, and I talked to them. And the big thing that we discussed is only one team has ever gone undefeated. And yeah, there was a lot of hype behind the Lions. And yeah, there was a lot of hype behind the Lions. But was everyone expecting them to go undefeated? They were going to lose a game here or there. Yeah, it shouldn't have been to Seattle.
I was expecting them to win that game.
I was expecting
them to destroy Seattle.
And we should have won that game. But you can't win them all. And that's the thing that people got to understand and get past, I think. I think you've got that.
I just don't accept that. I don't. You have a chance. You beat Kansas City on the road.
You expected them to be 1-1 at this point.
No, I didn't. I expect to be 2-0. I did. I expected us to beat Kansas City, and I expected us to blow the doors off of Seattle. I did. Because, you know why? Because I put my money on it. I predicted it. I said Kansas City, no chance. Lions got this. Seattle, no chance. Lions got this. The Lions threw up all over themselves, tripped in it, and face planted. That's what happened. It's unacceptable. You cannot be 2-0 right now. And here's the thing. I knew they weren't going to win every single game, but there's an expectation to win every single game.
Now.
And when you don't meet that expectation, there's criticism, there's punishment, there's negativity. The Lions have legitimate expectations this year. For the first time in my life, they have real expectations, and when they don't live up to them, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be critical, and I'm gonna expect more. And we should expect more. You know what we've expected for the past 50 years? Nothing. One playoff win in 57 years.
And what, 3 appearances?
Actually, it's probably longer than 50. It's probably like 70 years. I don't even know. 1957.
I don't know. Barry wasn't around
65
yet.
years? 65 years. And you're telling me I got to wait more. You're telling me I got to wait for another playoff win. No. You beat Seattle at home. You just beat Kansas City. You're telling me you can't beat Geno Smith? Please.
Turnovers, 4th downs.
Please.
Injuries. Hence, we'll see what happens this week. So let's head into the NFL, man. Let's head into a new week.
God.
And we unfortunately start with this game.
Come on.
Lions host the Falcons this week. Lions favored by 3, which is shocking. Falcons should probably be favored by 3. The way that this past weekend went.
Oh, my.
Bijan comes to town.
Lions could have had Bijan.
Yes, they could have. They also could have had Jalen Carter.
Could have had Jalen Carter.
Could have had a lot of guys.
But we have Jahmyr Gibbs, who we might use more of. We'll see. Yeah, you noted the injuries. Montgomery's going to be out. Taylor Decker might be out. Kirby Joseph might be out. Who else?
CJ's out.
CJ Gardner-Johnson, torn pec, he's on IR.
Monty's out.
James Houston. Yeah, Monty. James Houston's out. Halapouti Vaitai, he's going to be out. Everyone
Amon-Ra's
is
a
out.
little banged up.
Amon-Ra's got turf toe.
It's
I don't
pretty
know.
much Jared Goff and Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds, he was on the injury report.
Was he? Oh my gosh.
So
Probably from getting hit so much when he made every catch. Whole Lions organization on the IR.
we need JMO back. All right, we got to talk about this.
JMO
game.
just changes the entire franchise when he comes
I
back.
think he does. All right, we got to talk about this game, man.
Okay.
57% of the bets on the spread are on the Lions per the Action Network. Slight lean to the Lions. It's not heavy, and it shouldn't be. Jared Goff, though, I got to say, he's been very good. They're averaging 8.2 yards per pass attempt. That's second in the NFL. This pass defense is legit, or this pass offense is legit. Goff has been great. Starkly, not so hot on the run, 3.6 yards per carry. I think a lot of that is Monty, by design, getting tough yards, like 2-3 yards.
Man, that's going to have to change, unfortunately.
Yeah, with Gibbs, they're going to have to be more dynamic.
Bam.
Zonovan Knight and Craig Reynolds, those are two of the other guys. But the real story is Atlanta. They're 2-0. They're coming off an impressive comeback win against Green Bay. And then game 1, they beat Carolina, who I wasn't surprised that they, won that game. Bryce Young's first start.
Now he's being benched.
Well, no, he's injured. He has an injured ankle. But
Andy Dalton's getting those first team reps.
But Atlanta's looked good. They've looked good. They've been able to run the football efficiently. 4.8 yards per carry. That's 8th in the NFL. Desmond Ridder, not sexy, but he hasn't been careless with the football. He's done what he's asked. The real story in this game is, can Detroit's run defense continue its success so far? 3.6 opponent yards per carry. That's 11th in the NFL. This was a run defense that was horrible last year. They've been very stout so far. And Atlanta's pass defense. Can the Lions take advantage of what's been a pretty good pass defense so far? They added Jesse Bates. They have A.J. Terrell on the outside. But think about the offenses they
Okuda's
played.
back.
They got Okuda. but they played Bryce Young in his first career start and Jordan Love without Christian Watson and with really a young, group of receivers.
No
so
Aaron
they
Jones
haven't
either,
played,
right?
Yeah, no Aaron Jones. So they haven't played any passing offense that was prolific, and I think this Lions team has a passing offense that can be prolific, and they've been at home for the first 2 games. Now they go on the road. So, with all that being said, the Lions get it done if Jahmyr Gibbs looks like the 12th overall pick in the draft. I think they answer the bell this week, but it's going to depend on Gibbs. I'm going to take the Lions -3 very cautiously.
I don't know what to expect with Bijan, man. He's looking like an absolute animal. I don't think I've ever seen a running back that just has popped off this well in a minute. I mean, Saquon at first looked kind of like that, but like Bijan's a different breed. It is absolutely insane, and it's remarkable, honestly. It's good to see also Desmond Ridder, a lot of, you look at him, you kind of write him off real early. I mean, I did. But
I still do.
I mean, I agree. I don't think he's still the long-term guy. I don't think he's gonna be your Super Bowl quarterback. But he's a guy that's definitely not gonna give up on you like the Mariota situation. But I believe Atlanta will still play a good game. I agree. I think the Lions' run game and seeing what Gibbs can do. We know we can throw the ball. We know we'll be fine. Laporta looked great, which was huge to see. As long as the line stays strong, I think we'll be all right. So we'll see what happens with Gibbs. My thing is especially with how run dominant this team is, time to bring back Bugs. Time to load up that interior line and not let them run it through. Because obviously, the bigger situation will be Bijan getting to the outside. Because we've seen what he can do. You just need one quick snap and he's gone. But load the box and watch the outside. Because I don't think they're going to beat you on the throwing game. Because clearly Drake London and Kyle Pitts have combined for like 13 yards and 2 receptions. So...
And London had a good game last week.
I agree. That was good to see that, but still.
But you're right. This pass offense, not good.
No. And at some point, you can't live off the run game.
No, you can't.
So,
and especially if the Lions can.
Little air there. Little air bubble.
Especially if the Lions can score enough points where Atlanta can't run the football. Atlanta... Like they did it last week. They somehow played from behind, but they were at home, and their defense stepped up. I don't think this offense for the Lions is going to let up, and I'm just not convinced that Atlanta all of a sudden in one off season now has the second best pass defense in the National Football League. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm on Lions.
All right, we're both on Lions.
Can't stop now.
It's a must win spot for the Detroit.
It really is.
If they drop this game, they have a quick turnaround to Lambeau. I would not feel comfortable going into that game at all.
No, not yet. Especially after a loss from Atlanta, and you're approaching Baltimore Monday night against Vegas, eventually L.A. Chargers, later in the season Dallas. I mean, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, season, it's not going to get any easier.
No, not at all. All right, game 2. Speaking of Lambeau. Saints head to Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 1.5.
Interesting.
It's weird.
Interesting. All right, so. I don't know. I don't really know where to go with this one, man.
I know where to go with this game.
All right, start us off because I'm still so questionable here.
Look, Aaron Jones is probably still going to be out this game.
He practiced today, but is he going to play? It's up in the air.
I don't know. If he is, he's probably not going to play much. It's probably going to be more Dylan focused. Is Christian Watson going to be back?
Maybe.
I just don't think so. Look, Jordan Love looked decent against Atlanta, but Atlanta won. Atlanta won that game. We saw one of the most embarrassing non-snaps that I've ever seen before, and whatever Jordan Love did with trying to jump the line without the ball.
It's an insane QB
I
sneak.
mean that's up there with the butt fumble, man. But I think the better team is going to win this game. And to me, the better team is the Saints. Derek Carr, he's not looking like he's not looking like the savior of New Orleans, but he looks good. Olave is consistent. I mean, not having Jamal, I don't know how much is that going to help or hurt. Like, he's good, but it's not going to hurt you that much. So hopefully we can see some good things out of Kendre Miller. Obviously, Alvin Kamara's not back until next week, I believe. So we'll see what happens with them. But their defense is still strong, and they still got a good core. Obviously, we've talked before about how just Dennis Allen is their coach, or what's his name? Is that what his name is? I think.
Yeah, Dennis Allen.
Yeah, he's not the guy. But here, aside from that, obviously Matt LaFleur is a great coach, and Jordan Love looks like he's better than a lot of people expected, or maybe as good as you expected with years sitting behind Rodgers. Maybe he's just really learned, and he's been one of those QBs who's got the opportunity to really grow into his own, and like many are thrown into the fire. I'm taking the Saints in this one. I think they're just a better team. I mean, 1.5 is too close. It's pretty much a pick 'em at that point, and I get it's at Lambeau, but it's not cold yet. So I'm going with the Saints in this one.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna ride with you on the Saints. I kind of like that they're the underdog. I don't know why.
I know. I agree. I think I'm shocked that they're the underdog.
I just kind of like it. I kind of like it.
I like it a lot.
But what I do find fascinating about this matchup is the Saints and the Packers, I think, historically, or at least as of late, I think they've wanted to establish the run game in some total. And both of these teams cannot run the football this year. They've just been very unsuccessful at it. But the difference in this one for me is the Saints' passing defense. I know they've played Tennessee and Carolina, but their pass defense right now is 4th in the NFL in opponent yards per pass attempt. That bodes well. In Green Bay, just middle of the pack. So I think Derek Carr, who has been hurried at times, that offensive line needs to step up. But if New Orleans can keep Love in check, that ground attack doesn't scare me because New Orleans and Green Bay both, I feel like this game could be a little bit more high scoring than maybe let on. But these are two defenses that, to me, I just think both are going to be a little bit vulnerable, and I think one is a little bit more vulnerable than the other. That's why I'm going with the Saints.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything you said. I think just the benefit. I think just the Saints are the more put together team, and then there's just the injuries for the Packers is not going to help them in this one. So there's not enough.
No Bakhtiari, right?
Yeah,
that's big.
So
too.
they're just not complete right now. This would be a better game. It could even be an even straight up game if they were healthy. But I think it may be a little closer than we expect, but I think the Saints still get it done. So enough said.
Enough said.
On to, I believe, our beef. Yes.
Oh boy.
Jets head to Foxborough, and we have been mad every week with these Patriots.
No, I'm sorry. The Patriots are heading to MetLife. So that might change. That might change your.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that might change.
And I said, "Is it in Foxborough?" You're like, "Yeah."
Did I?
I thought.
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't
There's
know.
a mess up on my part.
It doesn't matter.
You know what's yeah, it is a mess up on my part because I do have Patriots at Jets on my sheet. So.
Well, it does matter. The Jets being at home does matter, but I'm saying it doesn't matter because the people know. The people know the Jets are at home. The difference, though, is that the public doesn't care that the Jets are at home because 74% of the bets on the spread are on the Patriots.
Minus 2.5 Pats.
Per the Action Network, it is all Patriots in the public eye. And when I went to break down this game, I just thought to myself, look, the Patriots haven't lost to the Jets since 2015. They're on a 14-game win streak. They just can't lose to this team. We have one team that's 1-1 without their Hall of Fame MVP quarterback. We have another team that's 0-2 that looks good sometimes and looks really bad at other times. I don't know. I I just don't know. This game to me, I could see it being 17-16 and the Patriots win. And unfortunately, that does not cover the spread. We have a 2.5-point spread.
Or 13-13, and somehow the Jets are getting a good situation, kick a field goal and win.
Yeah. I mean, it's so tough because here's my issue. The Patriots' passing defense is all right, but their run defense has been a little scary. Like Raheem Mostert destroying you on Sunday Night Football, and now the Jets boasting one of the better rushing attacks in the NFL. They're coming into your town, or they're going to be at home against that defense. Like I don't know.
Thrown off.
I know.
We're everywhere. I don't know what's happening.
So it's tough for me, man. I want to pick the Patriots so bad, and I think I'm going to still. But something tells me the Jets are going to cover.
They may not win, but they're going to cover.
Yeah, I think the Patriots win and the Jets cover. But I've made this mistake before, and when the spread is so tight, sometimes you need to take the team that you think is going to win. So I'm going to take the Patriots plus 2.5 because I think they're going to win this game.
I have to believe in them. It's not JetLife Stadium. We don't even know what they would have looked like, honestly, with Aaron Rodgers, because he only played 75 seconds. I get their defense is a lot better than people give them credit for. I am an owner of the defense. But I can't give up on the Pats now. I haven't given up on the Lions. Bill squared is due. And so is Mac. Mac's been playing pretty decent, honestly. There's been some ups and downs, but when you don't have any real receivers still, it's tough. It's tough. I'm going with the Pats, minus 2.5. I agree. I am still concerned. I said it before last year, Mr. Zach Wilson, Mr. UGLY, and he's still looking like it. But it's a better Jets team than last year. But I believe in the Pats. They're gonna get it done. I believe. I don't have anything else to say.
On to game 4.
Yes,
it's scary times for us here at STJ.
It is.
It's so scary.
Them and the Lions are just stressing us out.
My thoughts are all scrambled because I don't know what to make of the Patriots. I just don't right now. This is the one time in my life where I'm like, I don't know.
You could just be like, man, this is such a great moment, and then they lose, and you're just like, it was such a great moment. Why'd they lose?
I know.
All right. On to game 4. Our biggest enemy of last year, those Baltimore Ravens. The Colts head to Baltimore, play the Ravens. Ravens favored by 8.5 at home. Colts probably no Anthony Richardson. We don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Gardner Minshew's still a viable option, but the way Anthony Richardson's been looking fantastic, really coming into his own, and
he has.
I'm happy. I'm happy for him because there was a lot of speculation of, he's got the arm strength, he's got the physicality, he's got all these things going for him, but can he really translate it to the NFL?
Yeah.
That's the answer for you.
Like we've been saying, it doesn't take a genius to know Anthony Richardson has it all, and especially with Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen, yes. I'm sorry, not Stain. Shane Steichen. Apologies to the Steichen family and Shane himself. No. He looks great with Jalen Hurts' old coach.
Yes.
And
that's a great guy for him to have.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better marriage, right? But in this matchup here, it's really tough for me to lean one way or the other right now because I'm looking at both these teams. Look, Indianapolis, they looked pretty solid offensively. Now, the numbers don't really show it, but I feel like they've looked better than maybe what statistically is showing. The key is Baltimore. They've completely changed their identity. For so long, they were this run-heavy team. under Todd Monken, the new OC from Georgia, they're passing deeper, 7.4 yards per pass attempt. That's ninth in the NFL. And overall, they're just looking like when I watch them play, it's a different offense. It's a different Lamar Jackson. And Indianapolis' defense, allowing 7.3 opponent yards per pass attempt, and they played the Texans and the Jags. So, while I do love Stroud and Lawrence, it's clear that those teams were able to throw the ball very well, very efficiently against them. I like Baltimore in this one. I do. And I hate picking against Indianapolis, and the public loves Baltimore too. 71% of the bets on the spread on the Ravens per the Action Network. I think sometimes you get these numbers. 8.5 seems a little big, but it's not big enough to scare me away from taking Baltimore. And I think they can win this one by 10 plus. So I'm going to take Baltimore. They're at home. And if it's Gardner Minshew, you lose that creativity and that ability to escape that Anthony Richardson has.
That arm talent.
I do believe Gardner Minshew is a bit safer with the ball, a bit more conservative. But how well is
he going to play?
Exactly. How much
he could still be
offense
good.
is he going to generate going up against this Baltimore defense? I throw my hands up and say I'm not sure. So I'm going to take Baltimore minus 8.5.
Yeah, it's tough not seeing Anthony Richardson out there. Baltimore has looked different. There's been so much hate. A lot of pressure coming into this year. New OC, new contract for Lamar. He's your guy. You give him the pure reins. Here it is, right? But you increase the guys around him, right? Unfortunately, J.K. Dobbins goes down again, which is very unfortunate. But you bring in Zay Flowers, right? Great, incredible rookie. You bring in Odell. You still got Mark Andrews. You got Devin Duvernay, right? And Rashad Bateman still, right? You got guys around him that he can do things with. So you protect Lamar. He still can move with his feet, but let him prove to you that he's worth that money and worth the ability to throw. We've hated on him for so long. It's hard to see, but it's good to see a different changeup. And that's probably what he needed. He needed a changeup, someone who believed in him, but someone who could also control a little bit less of, control him more.
He needed to be pushed a little bit to do something different. It was just too stagnant for so long under, the name is blanking, but their old OC.
Because they were riding off of that MVP season where he was just running all the time.
Right. And it was just the same offense. It got a little too predictable, a little too stale. They needed to develop Lamar into more of a passer, and they have the weapons for him to do so. You have the slot guy in Zay. You have the elite tight end in Mark Andrews, right? And now you do have outside options in Odell and Bateman. I think Odell got banged up. I'm not sure if he's going to be playing this Sunday, but
I think he's questionable.
To me, it doesn't matter too much because you have Lamar, you have Andrews, you have Zay, and you have a new offensive scheme that will, or in theory, will allow Lamar to be a more effective passer of the football, which we need to see for this offense and for him to take that next step further into the postseason. So
they're also banged up even deeper in the running back room since Dobbins went out, and now apparently
Justice Hill
is going to be probably out. So it's all on Gus Edwards. But all these guys are trained for that moment. They've had their times.
Honestly, Baltimore isn't the same Baltimore where they're running the football to their backs a ton. Obviously Gus Edwards is still going to get his, but it's not going to be to the extent that we've seen in the past. I wouldn't expect Edwards to have 20, 25 carries. No chance, right?
Yeah.
If they're going to run the football, it's probably going to be through 8.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, Minshew's not going to have enough. He can play the ball well. He could probably win you a game or two. And he's a great backup, great locker room guy. Just a good guy, good vibes all around. But he's not Anthony Richardson, and he's not going to carry you, especially on an away game in Baltimore, to a dominant victory.
And this is not one of those games where I want to overthink it, right? I feel like I've done this to myself many times where I'm just I'm going to take the underdog on the road because this is too many points. No, I'm not going to do that this week. I'm falling into the trap. I will take Baltimore. I'm not going to overthink it. Just give me the better team at home. against a team without their starting quarterback.
Agreed.
Simple as that.
Go Ravens.
We are 4 for 4.
I know. Heading into Game 5.
I don't like this. I don't, but it's fine. It's fine.
I do not like
I'm
this
fine.
game either.
Monday Night
Philly.
football.
Philly, yeah. The double headers that are out there, which is
Do you
wild.
like that? Do you like the doubleheaders?
I guess I don't mind it, but I think it's sometimes just a lot.
I don't know. I feel like it takes away from Sunday a little bit, and it takes away from Monday at the same time. Like I like having one Monday night game to look forward to, and I like having more games on Sunday.
And you feel like I have the opportunity to just watch one game. I'm gonna miss both when I could have all Sunday to watch the rest, all of them.
Right, and really, I mean, if you're not a fan of these teams, you're kind of stuck on which game you want to watch.
Absolutely.
And obviously, with one starting at 7:15, there to me isn't a big enough time gap where I can. Because I mean, by the time this game starts, they're in the second quarter, and it's like I don't want to stop watching that. So it gets tough.
But I'll tell you one thing: I'd rather have two. If you told me, you're gonna have 2 Monday night football games, but we're getting rid of Thursday night, I'm fine. I'm more happier with that.
I would be totally okay with that, just because. It's twofold for me. One, it's player safety. I think you should give players a week off, at least 6 days, right, to get healthy, to get right, to prepare.
Yeah.
But secondly, I think from a fantasy perspective, it always feels rushed. And I don't love the feeling of having to play a guy on Thursday when I like having I want a little bit more time to prepare.
Yeah, like it's like back-to-back days.
I feel like
right?
I'm forced to play a guy that plays on Thursday, and then because he's only had 2 days of rest, he doesn't perform, and I'm like, why isn't he performing? Well, maybe it's because he's tired. So
he's aching from playing 2 days ago.
Exactly. So I would really appreciate in the future if they maybe adjusted that, but I don't think they will. I think it's here to stay.
I agree. They have too much riding in it now with Amazon.
Yeah. So, and I do love the Thursday Thanksgiving games, but that's really all the Thursday ball I need. I mean, I love the NFL being on Thursday just because we have a game to talk about.
Or why not at least Friday?
High school.
Who cares?
Well, it's like a rule. They agreed to it.
Unfortunately,
it's like some. Like you can look it up. It's
I believe it.
Friday high school.
I bet it's due to the grind of and the high quality of Texas high school football.
It's a thing.
That's crazy.
It's like an observation. Like we observe that Fridays are for high school, Saturdays are for college, Sundays are for
I mean,
pros.
It's fair.
But back to the task at hand.
This closing game.
Eagles Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Raymond James Stadium. Go Bucks.
Baker. Been cooking up some juice lately.
Baker has been cooking. I can't believe it, dude. 2-0 are the Bucks, and now they get the Eagles at home. Interesting game.
It is.
And you know what's even more interesting? The public is 50-50 on this one.
Ooh, 4.5 favorites for the Eagles.
50-50. They don't know which way to lean. Unreal Baker has done to this team. I did not expect this. This is coming from a Baker fan. Tampa Bay averaging 7.2 yards per pass attempt. That's good for 12th in the NFL. This team is throwing the football at a very good clip. Baker has done that. And on the other side of the football, Philly, less efficient in the passing game, only 6.5 yards per pass attempt in the NFL. Obviously, they're so great rushing attack, but it hasn't looked the same to me from this Eagles passing attack so far. And it's cool that Swift had like almost 200 yards, but Minnesota was basically allowing Philadelphia to do it because they didn't want A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith to go off. I can't believe I'm going to say this right now, but I like Tampa Bay to cover this spread. I do. Can they win this game? I don't know. But I am going to trust that Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, and this Todd Bowles defense gets it done. Go Bucks, plus 4.5.
Could it be 5 for 5? Evan is stressed. Man, I love Baker. We flexed that bake show last year. The public disrespected it. A lot of people disrespect Baker. He's showing you what he's about. He got a bad deal.
I can't believe it.
He got a bad deal in Cleveland. He got dumped to Carolina, and what did you expect? Nothing crazy. And then he got a shot at like a minor redemption quickly in LA. And then he said, I'm going to go and I'm going to show out. And he went to Tampa Bay, and a lot of people expected them to be, the bottom of the NFC. I mean, probably the bottom of the NFC South. And, just trying to stay afloat, kind of, or waiting for, to be like, hey, we're going to go draft high, and it's post-Brady rebuild, right?
Just a rebuild on the
exactly.
fly almost.
Yeah.
1-year reset.
Yeah, and they're trying to keep their guys around that they already had and be like, hey, look, we're just going to get a couple guys in the next year or two, and we're going to be all right. But Baker's really showing it out. You still got Mike Evans, you still got Godwin. I mean, you got a trusty line that will keep him safe. The backfield's an interesting situation. Don't got Lombardi Lenny no more. That means
Rashad White's been solid.
I know that is a good thing to see though. And he's got a guy you can trust back there. So, oh man, I want to take the Bucks.
This offense suits Baker better than the offenses he's been in the past. Cleveland. Run heavy, right? Just not
say where that got them, unfortunately.
Carolina. I mean, you forget last year they started with CMC and DJ Moore. With Matt Rule, it was just a mess, right? It wasn't really meant for him.
And they all disappeared.
And then everyone disappeared, right?
And Sam Darnold.
He gets in LA with Sean McVay, and he looks solid. Had some nice wins there. Lifted the Rams up for the time period that Stafford was down. This year, Tampa Bay. It just suits him. It's kind of like when Jameis was in Tampa. This offense allows Baker to be a little bit more of a gunslinger, and that's what I love about it. And that's why you're seeing the difference. And that's the key thing, too, is if they're down in this game, Baker's going to just let it fly, and it might come back to hurt him, but it also could get this number down and in the cover zone.
I hope I'm wrong. But I'm taking the Eagles.
No. No. We had to be against each other on one game, right? But I'm sad it's this one.
I know. Really I hope it's Baker. I hope he gets it done.
Man,
I got
tough.
For the picks.
That's tough. Yeah, no, it makes too much sense.
I gotta go Eagles.
Hopefully we're both 4-0 going into this one Monday night.
That'd be hype.
Hopefully we're both 4-0.
That'd be great.
Because if one of us is like 2-2, or I guess let's say
I hope neither of us are in the losing.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be. We wouldn't be.
We're not. If we're 2-2, like we split our first 4.
Oh yeah.
Then this is the decider, and that would hurt my heart. But let's run it down really quick. You ready? Let's go. In the first matchup, Lions, Falcons. Lions favored by 3. Me and Justin are both on the Lions.
I can't believe
we
it.
are going to be biting our fingernails and probably having upset stomachs after this one. Game 2.
I'm still having one from Sunday.
Saints, Packers. On the road, the Saints are +1.5, and me and Justin both love the Saints to cover in this one. Getting it done at Lambeau Field. Game 3. Patriots going to MetLife, or JetLife as they say, -2.5 point favorites. Me and Justin both like the Patriots to cover, although we are very uneasy about this one. Game 4, Colts, Ravens. Don't overthink this one. Colts without Anthony Richardson, more likely than not. We'll take the Baltimore Ravens -8.5 at home, trusting number 8, Lamar Jackson. Do not disappoint, Lamar, or I'll be coming for you. And then in the finale, Eagles, Bucks. This is the only year me and Justin part with our picks
Even
here.
though I'm rooting for Baker, man. If he can pull this off, I'll be so happy. This would be a league-changing win to me.
Oh, this would turn the league upside down if Baker won this game.
They wouldn't know what to do. Everyone would be
down.
so triggered that he just did that.
Upside down. But those are the picks. That's week 3. We got to get those numbers up. College and NFL. Hopefully Saturday went well. and today is a great day.
And George Kittle is officially on the move. It is Thursday Night Football
They
as
do
we are
something
filming.
good?
No, he's in the red zone. Niners already in the red zone, just like that game started about 4 minutes ago.
It's going to be a quick one on Thursday night.
Go Niners.
But that's it for us. Any closing remarks?
I think the Eagles are going to get it done, but gosh, man, I hope Baker does it. Lions and Pats, please redeem my life.
Please.
We need that. And even though I'm rooting for the Eagles,
Go Bucks.
we'll see you next time.